Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Dixon. Before we get into the video, you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail also. I need your help to get to 100 subscribers. I hope by now I should be 100 subscribers, but if I'm not, please help me. Hit the subscribe button and let's get into the video.
No, I'm just kidding. I won't do all the dances. I will spare you the torture. But as you guessed from my introduction and by the lovely words of Miss Beyonce, I'm a single lady, no ring on this finger. So I'm 31 years old. I have my PhD in history. I would consider myself very successful in my career choice. I absolutely love my job. And I'm pretty much happy about everything all the time. But I'm not married. I'm not engaged. I'm not even close.
Sorry about that.
So according to traditional gender norms, I'm a failure.
It's not according to traditional gender norms. It's about you having the ability to, but you failed to.
And I feel a lot of pressure to get married and settle down, and I want to. I want to find someone who's right for me. I want to find someone to share my life and love and experiences with. You know, eventually get married and pop out a few spawn. Typical.
They're called children.
I'm not quite sure why it hasn't worked out for me yet. Obviously, my educational and career choices have forced me to move around a little bit in the past few years. But even still, I'm fun. I'm charming. I'm not completely hideous. I'm not high maintenance. I love cooking. I like watching sports. I like having sex. So I've got a lot of pros in the minds of the male of our species.
Have you even bothered asking a man what he wants? All the things you've mentioned are things you like, not what he likes. Although the sex is mutual, you like it, he likes it. She mentioned also that she was focused on her career moving around. The reason she's not married is not because she doesn't want to, rather it's not because men don't want to, it's because she didn't want to. Because if she wanted to get married, she will be married. She's a woman. Offers get thrown at women. She's not ugly, although she's not fit. So she cannot blame society or men for her situation. It's her own priority. She mentioned she likes sex, which means she is having sex. That is to say, if she had stayed, or rather, if she had chosen someone that is marriage-minded, she will be married. There's no way the guys that are coming your way, there's not one of them that wants to get married. I've told ladies these things, or rather ladies these things, including ladies in my family that are still young. If you want to get married, date people who are marriage minded, who want to get married. They know when they want to get married. Don't waste time doing all these experimental things. It will kill you. Now she's 30 and she's struggling. Sorry, she's 31.
I'm saying, I think I'm a pretty decent catch. And in terms of what I want for a guy, well, when I was young.
This is my issue. She just assumed what guys will want. But look at her own list. It's not as if she asked guys what they actually want, but she has a very huge list here.
I had a long list of all the things that I wanted in my future husband. And there was all sorts of personal qualities and physical attributes and just general skills or possessions that I thought would be useful.
It's too many things.
What?
Let's just look at the list. There are not much things there that will actually keep your marriage alive. And so many things there are very subjective.
This list keeps getting smaller and smaller. The first thing to go was all of those materialistic things. I didn't really care about those. The next thing to go was the skills. They would be useful, but I don't really need someone that's good at computers and cars and construction. So as the list started to dwindle, the problem was I started to feel like I had given up some things that were really important. And I was going to have to settle for somebody that wasn't going to make me happy and maybe wasn't going to treat me very well. So I backtracked and I came up with Most important things to me. Okay, so I don't care if it's superficial and shallow. I want somebody that's taller than me. I am 5'10". I am not a small girl, all right? I don't want somebody that's going to make me feel any bigger than I already am. I want somebody that shares my political beliefs, which is not important at all to some people. But I've dated guys with different political commitments, and I've realized that I don't like to argue. And I cannot be James Carville and Mary Madeline. I can't do it. I want somebody that's smart. I'm smart. And I want somebody I can talk to. They don't have to have a PhD necessarily, but they can't be threatened by mine. Basically, just somebody that has a general sense of intellectual curiosity and a love for learning. I need somebody that's ambitious and hardworking. I can't respect you if you don't have goals. And then, of course, the general sense of humor, kind, honest, laid back, non-smoker, likes cats, etc. So, I don't think that this list is unreasonable. And yet, here I stand.
The list is not unreasonable. The problem is, do you have the credit, the chips to make these demands? Take for example, okay, I want a car. I go into a Porsche dealership. I want to get that car. They tell me it is, let's say, I don't know how much Porsches cost, maybe $100,000. And I can't afford that Porsche. I will move on as a man. Then 30 years pass. That Porsche has lost its value. And I go back and I say, okay, let me see if I can consider taking this Porsche now that it has lost its value. I say, okay, can I get that Porsche? But they are now telling me, okay, although the price has reduced, the Porsche is still $90,000. Although, even though 20 years has passed, or let's say 10 years has passed, and nobody wants that Porsche anymore. I apologize for using the car analogy, but this is how the male brain works. So instead of fighting that, why not just learn from it? When you are on fire from 20 to 25, use that opportunity to get settled down. Don't try to say, okay, when I get to 27, then that's when I will start. I need to focus on my career right now, and then a guy has to meet this caliber. Don't do that. It will not work. You should look for a man in your youth. All those times where she was having sex, she could have been in a relationship with a man that meets her criteria and wants to get married. If you are young and you want to get married, find a man that wants to get married. Finish. Date that man. After a period of time, if he does not commit, end the relationship. And I will say that period of time should not pass 1 year. If a man doesn't know he wants to commit by a year, or rather doesn't want to commit by a year, he doesn't like you. Move on to the next guy that is marriage minded. In 3 months, you will know whether you like this guy or not. If you know you don't like this person, don't stay in a relationship with this person. Then after a year, if this guy hasn't proposed to you, move on to the next person. If you go through this 3-month cycle, you would have dated, like, in the span of 5 years. Let's say all of them you don't like. You would have gone through about 15 guys. There's no way you wouldn't have found a husband. Let's stop all these distractions. That's why I say sex is a distraction. It makes you stay in a relationship that you don't see the other person as somebody you want to spend your life with. But because you get the benefit of sex, you keep staying there and getting that benefit. Then you will now be hearing we are in a situationship. It's wrong. You should date to get married. If you are dating to know somebody, it's wrong. You date because you want to get married. Say, oh, but guy, I don't want to date you because I only date people that want to get married. No pressure. If you don't want to get married, let's not push this further. But if you do want to get married, and we try this thing and you discover that you don't want me, we can end it. There is no hard feeling. Let's end it. But the world tells you to add X, add Y. When you get too invested in all these things, then you can't live anymore. In 3 months, you will know whether you like this person or not. Then past 3 months, Although I don't advise it, but people still do it. They have sex even past that 3 months without even the guy seeing your father. Then by a year, whether you're having sex or not, you should end the relationship if it's not going to lead to marriage. My worldview, I'm a Christian. If you're having sex before marriage, you are sinning. You might not agree with me, but that is what the Bible says, and that is what I'm sticking with. So you cannot keep complaining that the way you are doing it is not working. And I'm giving you the biblical advice and you're rejecting it. The only time the biblical advice will not work is when you are past your prime, when you are in your 30s, and you are not telling a guy that you should wait for me, I won't give you sex. It will not work. So don't go and be practicing what you need to practice in your 20s, in your 30s, or in your late 20s. Please, practice it when you are young. If you are a young lady watching this by any chance, I beg of you, date a guy for 3 months. If you like him, continue. If you don't like him, break up. Or if he doesn't like you, try to get that fact out. Break up. If it reaches a year and you people are not engaged or married, break that relationship up. You have to be clear. I only date people who want to get married. If the guy tell you, oh, I plan to get married in the next 5 years, and you know you want to get married in 1 year time, don't enter the relationship. Or he's flaky. I don't want to get. Don't enter the relationship, because once you get to this lady stage, you will enter trouble. Guys won't even look your way. Guy will only see you as someone to have sex with. You'll be lucky to find a guy that wants to spend the rest of his life with you. It's hard. Let's not look at the hardness and say it's not fair. We all know it's not fair. You don't look as beautiful as, I'm sure this lady would have looked more beautiful than she is right now. I'm 31, she's 31. To be honest, I can't date her. If she likes, let her be the most nicest person in this whole wide world. I can't date her. At 30, 80% of her eggs are dead. At 35, she will have problems conceiving, and if she conceives, she might get miscarriage. And there's a higher chance of autism. Maybe autism, what they call it. Yes. So I cannot be taking risks when I can just get a younger lady that doesn't have too many requirements on my head, that is willing to listen to me. Why will I take on a 31-year-old who has seen the world, who I cannot surprise with anything? There's nothing I can surprise her.
Single like a slice of Kraft.
It's not a laughing matter.
And what's worse is that everywhere I look in popular culture, especially in men's and women's magazines, I am bombarded by all sorts of messages pressuring me I need to get married and settle down. And it's kind of interesting. I read through.
They are not pressuring you anything. All these guys want to sell product. All these GQ, Vogue, and all cosmopolitans, they are telling you to get out of marriage. They don't tell you to get into marriage. It is what God has put in your head that is telling you that you need to settle down. You have the potential. Put it into action. That is what your biological clock is ticking. Nobody's pressuring you. It's not society. It's your body.
Magazines, and they have articles about how to find
Playboy.
true love, where to find a man, where's Mr. Right. The quizzes are always asking, why am I still single? Where's my crush? Meanwhile, the men's magazines are touting singlehood and bachelor life. There's actually advice about how to avoid commitment, how to avoid marriage, how to dump your girlfriend. I'm sitting here crying in my wine, taking a quiz over why he doesn't like me, and this is what the men's magazine.
If you ask me, that's on both sides. It's not just men's magazine. It's more of the women's magazine. I've seen stupid articles about open relationships. Leave him if you are, as in, magazines promoting that you should leave your husband and start having sex anyhow. Don't get married. Focus on your career. These are magazines actually telling ladies, have the Sex in the City kind of sex. It's on both sides, and both are wrong.
Not to mention the endless assault of cliche questions I get from everybody in my life. BuzzFeed came out with this list a few months ago in August, and it's 24 things single people are tired of hearing. And boy, it is spot on. So, for example, how are you still single? You're so great. I know, right? Don't you ever get lonely? Don't you want kids? Yeah, duh, obviously. You should try online dating. That's my favorite. I'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry, you'll find someone.
Sad.
Just don't turn into a crazy cat lady. Too late on that one. You should let me set you up. Hell no. And then, of course, don't give up. It'll happen. And then when you stop looking, it'll happen. Which one is it? And my absolute favorite, you should put yourself out there more. All right, listen. Just listen. I'm out there, all right? I'm trying, you know? I'm not going to the bar. I'm not, on the prowl. I'm a little too close to cougar status right now. But I'm keeping my eyes and my mind and my heart open. And I have tried that online dating. And I've met some really great guys on there. But overall, my experience has been horrible. I don't know how well Martha has done.
Let me just put it like this. Online dating is a place where young ladies go for validation and where guys go to look for sex. If you are older and you're looking for a guy, all he will want from you is sex. You have a higher chance if you just walk up to a guy and introduce yourself and you guys start talking than doing online dating. That's if you want to find a wife, not if you want to have sex. And as a guy, I will not recommend online dating for any guy. If you see a lady you like, walk up to her, talk with her. If she says no, you move on. You find another lady. It's way better. Most times when you go to online dating and you chat up a lady, just because you chat her makes her feel good, and in her mind, oh, people still want me, and she will leave you on read for a very long time if she will even reply. So don't even bother. It's where ladies look, or rather get validation from. So the crux of the matter is focus on the physical, or rather the tangible. Leave this online dating stuff. This is where people go for hookups. They don't go there for relationships. It's like going to a club to look for a wife, or going to a club to look for a husband. It will not work. So yeah.
But more often than not, my suitors involve weird encounters, all sorts of insults to my looks and my education and my taste in movies and music, etc. And more than once, a circa 5'4", 300-pound dude hitting on me, which looks aren't everything. And I applaud your confidence, buddy. But really, come on. And then of course the typos. Good God, the typos. The very first thing it said on my profile was, I have a PhD. And yet, hey girl, you fin.
You don't go to online dating.
So,
for anything serious.
Yeah, translation. Hey girl, you fine. How about you hit me up and get with me? Hey, right? I didn't reply.
Guys are there for sex. That's the only thing they're there for, nothing else.
And then we have, here we go. Finally. Okay, so I think I'm a decent catch. I think I'm realistic. And I'm out there trying.
For you to call yourself a decent catch, it's not you who will make that judgment. Who determines the price of gold? It's the people buying gold. Who determines the price of anything? It's the market. Who determines whether a man is attractive or not? It's the women. And who determines whether a man, or rather a woman, is attractive or not? Or rather, whether she's a catch? It's the men. I don't know you personally. Your personality might be good. But what will draw a guy initially to you is the optics. And what I'm saying here, you are not a catch. Oh, let's say by some mistake we start talking. You tell me your age. To my mind, I've already put you as friend level. Nothing will happen. But if I'm malicious, I'll be like, okay, this is a candidate for sex. You see how these things go. So it will be hard for you to now get from that friend level to a spouse level. Because why would a guy who has the opportunity to find a 25-year-old or a 27-year-old or a 23-year-old, why will he settle for you? That's the question you should ask. The harder part again is, why would a guy, the kind of guy you think you want, Why will he settle for you over a younger lady if the younger lady has the personality you claim you already have? All the things she has mentioned, she hasn't mentioned that she's feminine. She hasn't mentioned that she's submissive. She hasn't mentioned that she's a homemaker. She hasn't mentioned any value that a guy likes. And she's 31. When a guy can get all that from a younger lady.
Words of advice for everybody that wants to butt their noses in and give me some information to help this poor, tragic single girl. When you feel that word vomit bubbling up, when you feel that, well, are you seeing someone? Just consider this list first, okay? So here we go. Number 1, don't ask me about my love life. If I have something to tell you, if I have some great news, if I've met someone that merits discussion, I'll tell you. Until then, there's only one correct answer to this question. And when I give the wrong answer, it just leads to disappointment and awkward feelings for both of us. So don't ask me about my love life. Number 2, it's not contagious. I don't get why married people...
I'm not sure if she's looking for a solution or she just thinks her presentation is just to be funny. If this is the case, then I will say, okay, she's taking it well. But if she truly sees this as a problem, but she is giving all these lists, I will say she's not a serious person. She doesn't want a solution to her problem. And if you're a lady and you've watched this particular video before, please don't take her advice. Don't take her advice. This is one of the bad things of overrating yourself. You end up chasing chasing away the right people. I know my rating. I know what ladies want. And I am working towards adding that to my life. I don't pretend that I am the shit. I'm not the shit. I'm not the best looking guy. I'm not the fittest guy. I'm not the richest guy. So I cut my coat according to my material. And I wish ladies do the same. Provide what guys want and be more realistic. So that when the guy that meets your, or rather that's in your level comes to meet you, you don't chase them away all because you feel you are worth something that's higher. Please.
Think they only can hang out with married people. Please don't cut me out of your life because I don't have a spouse. I'm not terminally ill. It's not contagious. We can still be friends.
It's not contagious, but single people tend to want to recruit single people. So if your wife is always having single friends, they will influence her to the point that she wants to divorce. So that's why married people avoid you, not because you are a disease, but your opinions that have kept you in this situation that you are in might be shared with their spouse, and that can cause issues.
Stop the pity party. Oh, if I get one more sympathetic head tilt and, patting on the arm, it's gonna be okay. You'll find someone. Oh, I could just scream. Stop the phony sympathy. Try genuine support instead. And I don't really know how to explain this except to think of my closest friends that tell me.
I'm going to be leaving the video there. If you want to watch the rest of the video, you can check the description below. She is in trouble, but she's telling you how to handle her. So I don't think she cares much about herself, to be honest. I hope you people don't see that as harsh. Telling people stop the pity party, say don't set me up with somebody. You're in a life boat and people are trying to get you on a smaller ship, and you are telling them to leave you there. Don't pity people that don't pity themselves, because if you try to help them, they will resent you because they feel that they are worth something more. So please, young ladies, stay away from her advice. If you want to have career, but don't ever make relationships secondary to your career. I beg you, use your youth, get the right man, know all the right questions to ask, and don't waste too much time on all this situationship nonsense. Anyhow, if you like the video, please leave me a like, leave your comments down below, subscribe to help me so that we can get past 100. I don't want to stay here for too long. Share the video to somebody you feel will need it. And I will see you guys and gals next time. Bye bye.